Galen Village. Tranquil, quiet, a nice place to live. But something has gone wrong.
Look at the bruises on the kid's neck. One hell of a large hand. His spine was crushed like a piece of balsa wood.
When the sun goes down, something stalks the streets of Galen Village.
Joe wants to call the Attorney General. Have him send in some help. What do you think I should do?
Take whatever help you can get.
30 years ago in Galen, these same types of murders occurred.
I think my past has something to do with these murders.
No, Tim, listen.
Something silent. Something lethal. Something or someone is killing the people of Galen.
I think I'm going crazy.
Every time he has this dream, somebody dies.
You're talking about actual materialization.
What kind of a quack are you? The boy's in the clear.
He's not in the clear. Every time this kid has a dream, somebody in this town dies.
It is real. It is alive. It is among us. The incubus. Before your funeral, and your coffin lid is closed. Before you are buried, and your flesh turns cold. Before you are covered with the last shovelful of dirt, be sure you are really dead. Mortuary.
You guys ever play with girls or just yourselves?
I bet a lot of people around here like to know you're into little girls.
Looked like the work of some kind of psychotic.
That's Melissa. She was the last person to see Johnny alive.
Hurry up! I'm not swimming alone. God damn it! Open the door!
Hey, I'll leave when I'm ready, old man. You better call Billy and tell him about his brother.
I suppose this is about last night.
You know about last night?
Don't you want to hear the details about how that poor old man was twitching from his ceiling because you decided you wanted a little attention?
I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, my God. You know, drop pills, you drink or smoke dope or anything?
Well, I do a little of everything.
Everything, ooh. Maybe we should get together sometime.
Something evil is here. Sweet 16. Rated R. 17. Not admitted without parent.
A certain kind of girl joins Pi Theta sorority. A girl who likes to party and likes to get close to her friends. A girl whose extracurricular activities were more daring than most. A girl who could turn her fantasies into reality.
One more sling won't set us back, any?
Then again, Pi Theta was different from other sororities.
I'll get back at you, the last thing I do!
Because in this sorority, nothing is off limits, as long as it's fun for the girls. So when it came time to say goodbye, they decided to make real sure that no one would ever forget the girls in the house on Sorority Row.
All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm Chris C. the Slasher Dude, joined by my cohort, fellow Slasher Dude here, Darren. How you doing there, Darren?
Not too bad, not too bad. Busy as always, always preparing for like some stream here and there. But
Yeah.
yeah, all good, man. Happy birthday as well, you know.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, Slasher Dude's 45 today and stuff like that. 45 years younger. Been slashing since the day I was born. So, you know, works out all good here. I have a few people in chat to say hi. Wild Wrangler's in here. What's up, Wild? Thanks for joining.
Hey,
Appreciate
Wrangler.
that. And Sean's in here. Thank you, Sean. I really appreciate it.
Sean.
Thank you, my friend. Blissful. Thank you very much, Blissful.
Hey.
And what's going on there, Garrett? The Rad King's in here. Hope you're doing good, my friend. Very sorry about your loss. I saw that on Instagram yesterday. Well, so all good. And of course, my guy Texas Hardcore is in here. Thank you very much, Tex. I appreciate it.
What's up, Tex?
Yeah, so pretty good. So just a quick birthday slasher stream here off the cuff and stuff like that. Just BSing for like a little bit here, and we're going to go through the rest of the list of slashers from 74 to 89 that Darren sent me. Like real quick, we'll go through those real quick and stuff like that too. So you know,
yeah, there should be some good ones to come because when we done it the first time, there was a lot of obscure ones, and I didn't really have a chance to look through the list. But I was looking through a little bit later, and I think there's going to be ones that you know very well as well. So
yeah,
it should be all right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's all good, Wild. I get it. I have the same problems here too. Live in California too. I have Xfinity and all this stuff too, and the Wi-Fi can do that. So I know it's different weather in different parts of the country too, so it can fade in and out definitely. So you're all good. Cops all these years later. Yeah. For the intro video, I'm glad I found that. That's an old YouTube video. That's why I used that one, so it helped better with whatever like that. But it's cool to see an actual trailer for the Incubus and stuff like that. I love that film a lot. I did not like that film as much. Yeah, John Cassavetes is a very good director. A very good director. He's directed some great films. So
it's underrated. The one I always laugh at is the mortuary trailer you just showed.
The mortuary trailer.
Because that guy from The Hills Have Eyes is not even in the film. But
they just use that for the teaser. That's literally a teaser. It's almost like the Jason Lives Friday 13 Part 6 trailer. The teaser, one of the greatest teaser trailers ever for a franchise. Same thing with Sweet 16. What's her name's in there from Part 3 Friday 13th? I recognized her. They show her like really quick.
She's the main actress in that.
Yeah, the main actress for that. I have not seen that one yet. So interesting trailers. Then of course the House on Sorority Row that doesn't get enough love, but you know, me and you, we've given it some love in the past. So
very underrated. But Sweet 16, I think, is one that you really like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that well known. It's only like the last 10 years since it's come out on Blue, like that is, you know, well known. Because I remember that film, you couldn't even get hold of the VHS. It was that like rare. But it's really good.
That's one thing I can appreciate being into this genre for such a while that I have been, that these companies like MVD Rewind with re-releasing Cutting Class, you know, films like that, which will go off into obscurity, you know, with these actors like Brad Pitt, for Pete's sake. You know, you have stuff like that. It's like crazy. What is it? A Return to Horror High with George Clooney, you know.
That's another good one. But I was going to say, I think the slasher film, the last few years have maybe not, you know, done that good. You know, a lot of the newer stuff coming out is not good.
Yeah.
With Thanksgiving coming out, and I still haven't seen it, but I've heard good things. I kind of sense that slashers coming back into fashion again. You know, you had a lot of those Christmas ones. You know, what was it? The one with the knife.
It's a Wonderful Knife. Yeah, I didn't hate the film, but it's very heavy-handed in what it's doing. So I'll just say that. I'm not going to say
that's kind of why I've
it's very, very, very heavy-handed. It goes to its certain demographic. That's all I'm going to say. I'll let you watch that for yourself. So I mean, you know.
Yeah, we need a big film to come. We do, like a big slasher film to, like, you know, get everything back in fashion again.
Yeah, that's what I had to check up on. It's called IFC Films is bringing it out, In a Violent Nature. It's a slasher.
Okay.
From the killer's point of view, like almost third person from the back. It looks like it shows him doing the stuff. That looks very interesting to me. So I think to be, I looked at that. I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, that's kind of hitting at the strings there a little bit. So it should.
If that turns out to be a banger, because obviously Maxine's going to be like pretty much like a slasher giallo.
Yeah, giallo slasher. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna. I think hopefully it just sparks off a revival.
Yo, what's going on, Grande? Thanks for dropping in, saying I
John.
appreciate that. Check out his channel, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He does great stuff. He's the one that mentioned an anime called Root Search. I was going to mention that on Keith's stream a few days ago. A lot of people call that the worst anime of all time. It is a horror. It is a horror anime and stuff like that. It's only like 40 something minutes. It's been stuck on VHS forever. And I would like to see a better release for that. So you can find that on YouTube. It's called Root Search. I highly recommend that to anybody. You'd probably like it. Lily Cat, I mentioned that before. So
and John's in his 20s, and he puts like everyone's horror knowledge to shame, man.
He does. Stuff I never heard of, like Alucarda, which is on Orbit on DVD. Alucarda, I have to check out. So it looks very interesting. Yeah, Tourist Trap, 79 to 2024, 45 years. That's right. Jaws, Alien, So,
I mean, that film doesn't get like it should be mentioned a lot more. Tourist Trap, I think, is an absolute classic.
Oh yeah, Full Moon released that. There's two versions of that.
In the garage.
Yeah.
No, the opening scene in the garage when he goes in the garage and you got these mannequins.
Yeah, and he goes ape shit. He's like,
it's almost like a poltergeist activity. And I still think for a PG, that film is just shit. Like,
that's right.
Was really
that's
scary.
Right. That's when it was a little bit different then too, where they're trying to kind of separate with content, like with Sweet 16, the disclaimer got to be 17 to watch this, and it's so funny the way he says it. The narrator says it is like must be 17 to come to the theater and watch this. I'm like, so
right, yeah. And the girl, funny enough, who plays Melissa, the young girl in the film, she's supposed to be playing a 16-year-old, obviously, but you can see she's in her 20s. I think there's even a bit of nudity there as well, like which makes it a bit strange considering. But, that's one we'll definitely cover if you're up for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, we plan on covering. This is definitely a series that we will continue to do until we're both dead. There's a lot to watch. There's a lot to look at, a lot of obscure stuff. I'm just going to talk about this guy real quick. I watched this last night. Dana mentioned it on her stream last night. I got it because I'm the slasher dude and watched it. My first Jess Franco film. That's Bloody Moon. Holy shit. I stated this in my Letterboxd review. I like it. It starts out weird. I'm like, it's a WTF slasher to me. There's a lot of shit going on in here. It tries very hard to be a giallo, extremely hard to be a giallo. There's heavy giallo elements in here. He's known, I know, good interview with him on here too. I don't know if he's telling the truth though. Thinking he was going to get like Pink Floyd to do the soundtrack. I don't know how you can think in your wildest dreams that you can do that. I think he's lying quite a bit on this stuff. It's a well-produced film for what it is. He knew what he was doing.
I think in the studio say they were going to get Pink Floyd for him. And then,
that's what he said. They told him. I don't believe that for a second.
No.
The person who did the practical effects, he said that was like came late too and all this other stuff too. But it has Olivia Pascal. I do recognize her. Very pretty lady. Very pretty act. Of course, he gets the good ones in here and stuff like that. Of course, it has isn't that a bandsaw or something like that? It cuts concrete. I know this is a video nasty, right? So it's
if you see the trailer, the band scene as it's going to the head. It's an amazing trailer as well. Bloody
no, it's a great that's a great scene. Great trailer. Snake dies in here. Chops off a snake. But it's a fun one.
The Mickey Mouse mask, the killer.
It's a fun one. I like it a lot.
There's insects in there as well, kind of thing. And
there is insects. That's why I say there's a lot of giallo stuff. I mean, it's heavily on giallo. It's crazy because I don't think Jess Franco's ever done a giallo before. So I think this is his only kind of attempt to do that. But I highly recommend.
He may have done one or two, but not not in that vein, because I would say Bloody Moon is kind of more of a slasher than a giallo, but I can see where you're coming from.
I know Severin and Jess Franco have an interesting relationship. So they've released a lot of his films. I would like this is an older Blu-ray. I'd like a better release of this.
Yeah, maybe a 4K.
Yeah.
I mean, how good is it going to look, though? That's the thing.
Yeah,
you're
that's
not
the
really
thing.
going to get it to look.
It does look good and stuff like that. It's just a weird story, right? It's like they're supposed to be on holiday, but they're not. They're taking this class. A lot of stuff is going on here, but yeah, this is a fun one. I like Bloody Moon. So
is it like a language class they're taking in it? They're doing like language.
Yeah, it's a language class because they have the earbuds on. All these beautiful ladies. You know, you have the gardener dude. You have the brother sister. Yeah. You know, that's why I call it a giallo, because it's a good twist at the end. I do like it a lot. So it might be for my first Jess Franco film. It might be his best. I don't know. So like I said,
definitely. I've not seen a lot. I've seen only a handful. But it's his best by a mile for me.
Yeah,
but
I haven't seen Dracula. I've been interested in getting that with Christopher Lee. That's an interesting one because he did that in the late 60s or something like that.
I think early 70s maybe. I know Dirk likes that one.
Yeah, because he was doing stuff for Hammer because he was devoted to, he had a contract with them, so he says, "Yeah, I'm going to honor my obligations to Hammer and just take care of that." So
Dirk was saying what he would do as well, which is quite funny, is Franco, right? He would film one scene. And then he'd tell the actors to turn around and do it at a different angle, and he'd film another scene for another film, like 2 in 1. That's why he was so prolific getting all these films out.
Interesting with this one too. They do talk to Franco because he did a film after this too, where he could be able to work, because he was hindered. I forget the name of that. It is a vampire one, I think, or it's an erotic thing or something like that too. Do what he wanted to do. Of course, that one's not as good as this. So so you're kind of painting the kettle black on that one, buddy. So it's like,
I've heard Faceless is really good as well.
Faceless. Yeah, I've heard that's actually quite
watch
good.
That one.
So let's see. Chris and Darren, y'all seen an Austrian slasher film called Dead in 3 Days, 2006?
It's on my. I know about that for a long time, but I've never seen it. I've never got a hold of a copy. But it has been on my radar for a while.
Oh, thank you, Wild. I appreciate that. I really like the final terror. It's done. It's like The Burning, right? You have this all-star cast of characters. They're almost like, because that was done in 81 and it was put on the shelf until like 83. So it was done around that same time as Madman, Part 2, Friday the 13th, and Burning and all this stuff too. So you have those 4 films there. That's a very interesting time. So
it got put on the shelf basically because, like in the end, Daryl Hannah, I think it's Adrian, the guy from T.J. Hooker, Mazed or whatever his name is,
and the woman with the accent. I'm like,
from Night School,
Night School and the Thornbirds. I'm like, oh, look at this gorgeous, beautiful lady. My goodness,
they all kind of come into like fashion, and then basically they brought the film out. But it's a good backward slasher. I don't see the hate really why it gets a lot of hate.
Just was more into nudity than gore, but I thought he pulled it off. I think in some ways he poked fun at slashers while also being one. No, absolutely, I totally agree there,
man. Spot on, man, because it's like pretty much like a parody. I would say as well.
I'll get into more of his films and stuff like that. More of the horror type stuff. Like I said, I love Bloody Moon because it is a slasher with heavy giallo influence. Like I said, it tried to be a giallo, so I do appreciate that.
You've got Night of the Skull, and you in the Spanish set as well. So what? That's Franco.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. When you all reviewed that one,
it's okay. Don't go, don't go expecting too much, but it's okay.
Right, it wasn't a Hammer movie. Yeah, he was doing that, I think, at the same time. Or he just said, I'll do that. He's the best looking part in there. Or the way Severin did that artwork, that's a beautiful release that Severin did of that. He looks great, like with the gray, like mutton chops, as I call like that, the way he looks in there and stuff like that. I'm like, damn, that looks good. I heard that's a good interpretation of it. It's so very accurate in literature. We also claimed, So it's probably, because you have Langella's Dracula, which I have from Scream Factory. I still need to watch that. That's supposed to be more like Bram Stoker's Dracula that Francis Ford Coppola did, which is my all-time favorite vampire film. So I'm going to need to watch that one too. It's getting a little bit off topic there, but it's his best performance as Dracula. Selena Miranda is also amazing in it. Oh, really? Wow. Wow. Okay.
Well, funny John said that because tonight I'm going to be doing a recording and we're going to be covering Vampire Lesbos. And that actress, Soledad Miranda, man, she is absolutely stunning. She's up there with Boucher and Finesse.
Yeah. Because I'm just starting. Yeah, there, John. I just started to get into Hammer films like a little bit as part of the Something Freaky. I watched Twins of Evil. I really like that Hammer film.
It's a great film.
A lot. And I do have the horror of Dracula. That's his first time playing the part. Of course, you have Peter Cushing playing that. So I plan on going through those films. And oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, I definitely need to check that out. So yeah, very good. Just people talking. Okay, so just a quick little, I wouldn't call it a rant, but some issues that I have with the 4K format. I'm just going to mention this real quick, and then we'll get on to the good stuff. Me and Keith last night, Agoraphobe, go and check him out if you haven't. Horror YouTuber of the month. Highly recommend his channel. He does great stuff. Great collection of films. I love him to death. Fellow horror brother and stuff like that. I consider him family. So we were watching this last night. He was watching this version that I have. I was watching the Scream Factory as part of that set that they released. That's probably the best way to watch it is through the Scream Factory version, in my opinion. This is a good one. First off, with the 4K issues that we've been having with certain films. First off, the DNR makes the night look literally black. Like you can hardly see like a lot of stuff. I thought it added to it. Of course, when I originally watched this 4K, I watched the theatrical cut because I've never seen it before. I'd never seen the theatrical cut of Friday the 13th. So I know what they took out and stuff like that too. And so he was watching the uncut part of this 4K. It froze in the scene where the one woman's like in the bathroom stall and all this other stuff too. The very pretty one, I forget her name. And she's all washing her hands and it paused like right there. And so I paused it and wait for him, just to, but that's the one main kind of issue I have with the format in general. So I have, and this worked fine, but it can be hit and miss. I watched the original Psycho as part of the Arrow box set, which was my box set of the year. I watched the first Psycho film, which looks great in 4K. A lot of black and white films look great in 4K. That's why I hope one of these days they release Black Sunday on 4K from the great Mario Bava. I think that would look terrific in 4K. I think The Whip in the Body would look great in 4K. I think a lot of Bava films look great. I mean, Blood and Black Lace looks terrific in 4K. But it happened with the Psycho release. It froze for a few seconds, like twice. Scream 6 studio release, even though I don't like the film, froze like 5 times. And I've changed settings in the 4K player because I've watched YouTube videos. I watch them to see what the issue is. And you still get those issues so what I'm just kind of saying here, it happened with Cat o' Nine Tails, highly underrated Dario Argento Giallo, part of his Animal trilogy. It froze. It straight up froze in the scene where he's talking to somebody, and I had to skip over it. The Shining, it froze on one of the scenes on their 4K. So what I'm just kind of saying, 4K is good. 4K can be great, but it can be a double-edged sword with this format. That's all I'm kind of saying about it.
How old is your player, though? Have you got like an old player? Or?
It is an older player, yes. It is an older player, yes. But what I'm kind of saying is, and I've talked to Brad about this, as the formats change all the time and stuff like that, as technology gets better, like with gaming consoles and stuff like that, the lifespan gets definitely lower. That's all I'm kind of saying. So just kind of be careful. That's why I say, like what you like. Blu-ray is great. It'll always be kind of there. If you want it, like I said, this is, of course, I'm going to quadruple dip on this release. You release an 8K, I'm going to get it. this release, Event
Right.
Horizon.
Yeah.
You do that, I will get it. The Exorcist, Exorcist 3, Halloween,
Yeah.
Friday the 13th trilogy, the whole set I'll get on 4K. Nightmare on Elm Street, I'll do that. But, just kind of pick and choose and stuff like that. But it can be a very expensive hobby, but I'm just saying, it's not the end all be all. You don't have to have it in that format.
I'm never going to upgrade everything. For me, I upgrade a lot of the Giallo because I think that's where you get the best out of 4K, seeing all the colors and everything. But I only upgrade like selectively, really.
Yeah, and like I said, what John is mentioning, I have the second sight release of Dawn of the Dead, and it's a good 4K transfer that played all the way fine and stuff like that. And Second Sight does a great job on their 4Ks anyway. You know what I mean? I think that's the way it is because studios can be, let's make no mistake, studios can be very lazy. They can be very lazy with their stuff. And we've heard about this from other people before. A lot of them are going towards, well, we won't do a physical release like Paramount. Paramount's gotten cheap. They'll be like, no, we'll just put a 4K in there. No Blu-ray, no nothing.
They've always been
put the 4K and digital. Yeah. So, But yeah, I've heard about that over here. I know Anchor Bay, the new Anchor Bay. I mean, of course, Garrett mentioned that to them and stuff like that. We'll see. Who originally released Dawn, or was that like independent release in the theaters originally? Because Anchor Bay had it, but I forget if there was a studio that originally had it, but I'm not so sure. So,
There's always been issues with that one because I've got the old Arrow like window box of it, and for some reason people are like offering like hundreds of pounds for that.
It's
release alone.
I have that release Wrangler. That was done by, he did Dark Shadows, director of Dark Shadows. And that's his version of Dan Curtis, who did that vampire-like show and stuff like that. So that's his take on the character. I have that release. I still need to watch that. I heard that's a good release there. Love that I'm rereading Dracula. I have a Penguin edition of that book too, and then I have the annotated version. It's like a big book version of it and stuff where they talk about the film and stuff like that too. So. Yeah, she's amazing in Vampires Lesbos. Stoked to hear your thoughts. Yeah.
She died like a year after that, or less than a year after that film in a car accident.
Too bad. Yeah,
it's like
just seeing shots of that because I have seen like clips of that and stuff like that. Yeah, very pretty, pretty ladies. Bought the Abyss 4K. I've not watched it. Oh, nice. No, I heard Sean, Cinephile Sanity, likes the release. He says it looks really good. So because we hadn't had a proper release in that forever, right? Because like James Cameron had that shit hostage. It's like you'll just like sit and wait for it. But yeah, just a quick.
But a lot of people are going like really nuts over that 4K. Like they love the Abyss.
What's up, Jeffrey? John Doe Juggalo in the house. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, my brother. Good video he did with his son on Chucky, the new Chucky series and stuff like that. That's going on. Bringing back Brad Dourif as the character, Charlie's Lee Ray. I remember seeing the trailer. So a good review that they do on the episodes for that series. So I have not watched it because it kind of goes all over the place a little bit. I know it takes place in the White House. That's very interesting to me. The all-star cast, if you like that stuff. So okay, so let's get into this a little bit here. See where we left off.
Holland's in the house. Hey, Holland.
Hey, Holland. Now we can officially begin. Perfect timing. Timing. Excellent. Share this here. And cool. Perfect. Okay. So let's see.
Can you remember where we left off?
I believe so. So I'm kind of at this part too. So I see Death Screams right here. So yeah, this is where we kind of left off down here. So let's go into here. So we got We got Death Screams right here. I got this Arrow Blu-ray. I have not watched this yet, but you have too, Darren, haven't you?
Yeah, with this film is quite weird because the old DVD literally had like sequences out of order. So when the Blu-ray or come out for this, like, I was all over it. It's not amazing. I wouldn't say it's anything, gonna like, people are gonna go like crazy for it or anything. But I mean, just your run-of-the-mill like 80s slasher.
Yeah,
I think it's like a good fairground scene in it as well. But yeah, I've not seen it for a while, but I enjoy it. But a lot of people don't, so be wary if you're thinking.
Susan Kiger, like, I know there's former porn star in here. These are interesting like that.
Yeah, most of them.
Death Valley. I know this has a release. I forget who released this.
I've got it. I think is it Scream Factory? I think it might be Scream Factory. Yeah. But yeah, I like this one. It's got the kid from Bob Clark's Christmas Story, I think it is.
Okay. Valley run afoul in this local serial killer. Oh.
Yeah, okay. He kind of sees this killer from what I can remember.
Oh, Wilford Brimley's in it. Okay.
Yeah. And it's kind of cat and mouse then throughout the whole film. I mean, I liked it. I wouldn't say it's top tier or anything, but
Catherine Hicks is in here. Decent. So yeah, pretty good all-star kind of cast in here. Jack O'Leary's in here. Okay, excellent.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Delirium. So we have another slasher called Delirium, 1979, directed by Peter Maris.
That's the Video Nasty one, which I've not seen. But I'm kind of surprised because I know it's got slasher elements, but I didn't think it was a full slasher. But yeah, one I've never got around to.
It's like a Hitchhiker type of thing, the way that cover looks. Let's go back. Looks as a maniac slashes his way through the city. A lone survivor tries to stop.
Maybe it is then.
Huh?
Maybe it is like a slasher then, but I always thought it wasn't.
Tries to stop his vicious murder spree, only to discover there is far more going on than just murder. So it probably has like giallo elements in there.
It's got like a lot of different subgenres, I think, all from
in.
John said it's awful, so yeah.
Don't recognize anything in it. Of course, the classic posters, so it draws you into the film. Another Delirium photo of
this
Gioia. Oh, Lamberto Bava did this one. Okay.
Oh, this is great. I mean, the lead actress is like, man, she gets topless at kind of every opportunity she can. and honestly, I'm not complaining. No, this is really good, like a really fun. It's got some really weird imagery as well, which I won't give away
Serena
too
Grande.
much.
Yes. Oh, George Eastman is in here.
Eastman's in there. Serena Grande is like very famous Italian kind of like glamour figure. But
Darren Nicolani.
Okay. You've got to see this one. Yeah, you've got to see it.
It sounds familiar. I think you and Dirk covered this film.
I don't think Dirk has seen this one, but I know Gizmo thinks a lot of it as well. So nice. Yeah.
Wow. Demon Warrior 1988.
I've not seen that one. Again, it's another one I am aware of, but it's kind of, I'm not sure if it's like a DVD of it, really. I know it's obviously a VHS, but speaking of Gizmo, he's in the chat.
Hey, very nice. What's going on, Gizmo? I'm sorry, I'm going to get to chat 1 second. So a group of young friends go hunting during their holidays near a small town in Texas, where the father of one of them owns a piece of land. But the place has a legend. Years ago, the grandfather stole the land from the Indians that they cursed the family. Oh, the curse is effective once every 10 years, 20 years. I think I've seen a trailer for this. The grandfather was killed 10 years ago and uncle disappeared now. Oh, damn. Okay. 88, Frank Peterson. So
yeah, some of the ones I've not seen, I'm kind of getting into this now with yourself, and I really want to dig them out as well.
Yeah. So
start watching.
So very, very interesting there. How's it going, Gizmo? Thanks for stopping by, saying hi. Appreciate it. Darren had it for the rotten.
Okay. Yeah. I funny enough, I'd never seen it, and then I think Tex said he had it as well.
Yeah, Grundy doesn't like it. John doesn't like it.
No, I think John might be on about the other one, the other Delirium.
Yeah, the other Delirium.
The Video Nasty one, I think John's on about.
Just watched the new Vinegar film produced by them, Riddle of Fire. Man, I like that. Okay.
Oh, I've not heard that one.
Very cool, very cool. Let's see there. The Demon.
Oh, man, I like this one.
79. The time of the demon. Your demon is drawing close, very close. Random people are terrorized by a malevolent man who brings their worst fears to life. Jennifer Holmes, heard of her. Cameron Mitchell, I've heard of him. There's my last name, by the way. My last name is Carson, and there we go. So we got another character name with my last name.
Do you know the thing with this one, right? So this was bought, I think it's Safe African film, is brought out in 79. But what it's got is the Freddy glove before Nightmare on Elm Street was even a thing.
Yeah, is that the actual glove there in that picture?
Yeah, that's what the killer uses in the film. Again, I think this was on like lots of 50 movie packs, and you can get this.
Yeah, from South Africa.
Yeah, you can get this fairly. If you look into it, it's probably on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
It's worth a watch. It's decent, It's doing something different, before.
Very cool.
Nightmare.
Demon Warp, 1988. Is that who I think it is?
George
Kennedy. It is George Kennedy.
It's kind of a Bigfoot film, if I remember rightly.
Oh, okay.
I've not seen it, but I've looked into it. It's kind of a Bigfoot stroke slasher. So I suppose it qualifies.
Yeah. A man and his daughter are attacked in the woods by what they believe is a Bigfoot-type creature. However, they soon begin to suspect that they may have stumbled into a nest of aliens in a hidden spacecraft. Almost like Night of the Demon. Looks like, or they're trying.
I would imagine there's elements like, yeah.
Shannon Kennedy, is that his daughter? Or is
possibly, yeah, possibly.
David Michael O'Neill, Pamela Gilbert. Okay, yeah, this is a later, like at the tail end of the decade, slasher-esque creature feature. It looks like. So
he did quite a few as well. George Kennedy he did the one Just Before Dawn that we was talking about yesterday.
Oh yeah,
well, yeah.
Before Dawn, Just Before Dawn.
Yeah.
Disconnected, 1984.
This one I've seen. Yeah, this is horrible, man. I think Vinegar Syndrome actually brought it out. It's very low budget. It's like shot on video even.
Carl Coach, I recognize that actor's name.
Right, it's slow, it's boring. It's nothing
lovely,
I recommend.
Young Alicia starts receiving bizarre and disturbing phone calls after a breakup with her boyfriend Mike, who she suspects is cheating on her with her twin sister Barbara Ann. Okay,
right, yeah. If you like shit like Terror on Tour and fucking Terror
Don't Go in the Woods. So people talk about this one a lot.
Yes, yeah, this is great. In a bad way though, because I can't recommend it on a good level. But
yeah,
with this, they all go into the woods. You've got like this killer on the loose. This guy is in the woods in a wheelchair, believe it or not. They all get him, picked off one by one. You've got a crazy couple in this camper van. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. It's very ultra low budget, but I mean.
Utah.
Yeah. It's
the lazy local sheriff blames bears, but the escalating body count seems to point to a human killer. Ignoring the warning signs, our campers remain lost in the woods, alone, waiting their fate. Yeah.
It's good in a bad way. It's great in a bad way, actually. So yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Another one, Don't Go to Sleep, 1982, directed by Richard Lang.
This is one of my favorite like TV movies of I think it was 1982.
Okay.
So this is, I'm not going to give too much away, but it's kind of this family. There's something happens with the daughter, basically, like a childhood trauma. And I won't give it away because it's the final shot that you'll see what's going on. But I mean, you've got like a pizza cutter going up, like really scary scene going up like this banister, like stair banister.
Yeah.
I don't know why this this is ideal to come out with the TV terrors thing from Vinegar Syndrome. I hope at one point.
Yeah, televised terrors. Televised terrors. Yeah, they need to do more of those. Yeah.
This is so good, though.
It may
if
be
you
a
get
right
a chance to watch it, it's really bad quality, but if you get a chance, because it's on YouTube, then give it a go. But the only thing is
by
the
Richard
quality.
Lang. Okay.
Yeah, the quality is bad.
Okay.
Hey, Dirk. Dirk's in the house.
What's going on, my fellow Giallo slasher brother, you can say, or it's the same thing. Here we go.
Yeah.
So don't open till Christmas.
Oh, have you seen this, Chris?
I have not. I know Vinegar Syndrome has this. Was it Dick Randall was part of this film, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was. So this is very like there's not many UK slasher films, but this is one of them. It's from the makers of like Dick Randall. You've got Slaughter High. It's in that kind of vein. It's
okay.
But what it is like Santa Claus is, rather than a killer Santa Claus, you've got a killer targeting
kind
Santa Claus.
of like a Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Do you know the Dean in Pieces, Edmund Purdom?
Yes, I saw him in there. Yeah, I saw him. I was looking at the credits there. I love him. Great actor.
He started to direct it and he got pulled off the film. He got fired. I mean, it's great. Like, again, for all the wrong reasons. You've got very sleazy parts in it.
That Forgotten Jolly Volume 2, right? The Girl in Room 2A. It was one of those.
Yeah, Dick Randall was.
They talked to his widow, right? And older footage and stuff like that. And they talk about his films, and this was one of them. And like you say, with that actor and stuff like that too, where he's in there. Great actor. Very interesting kind of director, producer. That's what Dick Randall was. He was a producer. He brought these over here, right? Yeah, his production company. Interesting cat, that's for sure.
So the best way I can describe that film, right, is that is Don't Open Till Christmas is the UK answer to Pieces. And I mean, honestly,
wow, nice.
And it doesn't quite get as good as Pieces, but it's good in it. Yeah, it's really good in a bad way.
Yeah, Edmund Purdom. Yeah, so I recognize the name. Alan Berkshire, I recognize the name. And yeah, there's Edmund Purdom on there. Alan Lake, I recognize. Caroline Monroe, I recognize.
Celebrity he was.
Yeah, great cast of characters.
She's in it, Caroline Monroe, and she does this dance number, like this singing, like she sings this song. It's mad, it's crazy film, but
nice.
Yeah.
Here's one that I do have from Vinegar Syndrome. I haven't watched it yet. From the same director as Grave Robbers. That's Don't Panic.
I've seen Don't Panic. Yeah. It's very much as you. What I like about this one is you can pinpoint it to like the year it came out because you've got all these like kids with mullets. It's kind of like there's elements of like Nightmare on Elm Street in it. It's been a while. It's been a while since I watched it, so I can't remember like the exact plot. But I think it's just
that was like a Ouija board type of a thing. Yeah. So
yeah,
it's Michael's 17th birthday, and his friends have decided to surprise him with the ultimate birthday bash, breaking into his house and playing with the Ouija board that unwittingly summons a demonic presence that savagely kills anyone and everyone who he cares about.
It's come back to me now. You said that, the Ouija boards and all that. It's really fun, man. Yeah, it's really fun.
The release of Grave Robbers, good special feature, talks to the director, Mr. Rubin there, and he said this was more of the American film, where Grave Robbers was more of the in around that area because that's where it's more of the Mexican film.
Don't Panic. You can listen to it in English, like whereas Grave Robbers you've got to have the subs on.
Very nice.
But it's decent. Yeah.
Cool. I know Arrow released this one, Doom Asylum.
I love this one. I mean, I'm in the minority here, mine by a lot of people, but
that's a good cover.
This is a lot of fun. This is actually. I'm trying to think now. if you can read the plot there, because I can't see it from here.
Yeah. A demented former lawyer uses autopsy equipment to kill off teenagers who trespass on the long abandoned asylum he inhabits. Filmed on location
that's right,
in an actual abandoned asylum. So, Pat
So
Mullen, Ruth Collins.
right.
Yeah.
They did do a remake to
Harvey
this
Keith.
as well. Like,
Okay.
what's the one? Phantom of the something or other. Someone will know it in the chat.
Oh, Phantom of the Mall. Is it Phantom
of the
Mall?
Phantom of the Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Richard
kind of a
Freeman.
remake.
Yeah.
Same director. Yeah. Doom Asylum's a lot of fun. It's not great, but it's a lot of fun.
Right. It's done during that time, where, you got the comedy in slasher films, you have the tropey kind of jokes and stuff like that. I know Texas watched this one. He didn't think a lot of it, but The Dorm That Dripped Blood.
So this is a student film, basically. So a lot of students got together. That's why it's like ultra low budget.
Okay.
I know it is pranks because it's got two names. I like it. I mean, it's not something I throw on every Christmas or anything because it is a Christmas film.
Right.
It's a Christmas, but it's okay, I mean, as a slasher completist, definitely get it. But,
1982. So it's done during that time where they were just pumping these out left and right. So,
yeah.
It's always cool to check them out. Double Exposure. You've seen this one, Darren, haven't you? I've heard about this.
I've got it, but I've never seen it. And I've heard like this, as you can see from the cover, it's got Giallo elements.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I think I've read up like maybe Eyes of Laura Mars type, this photographer.
Yeah. I really like the Eyes of Laura Mars. I need to revisit that film.
Yeah.
Co-produced by John Carpenter.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's kind of Giallo-esque, Eyes of Laura Mars. But
Michael Callan, Joanne Priest, James. Yeah, a photographer for a men's magazine is haunted by disturbing dreams in which he slaughters his models. When he learns that these models are dying in real life as they did in his dreams, he begins to go insane. Yeah, this is Giallo.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a Vinegar Syndrome one as well. I might be wrong, but I know it's come out on, fairly recently.
William Boyd Hillman, 1982. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, because you got the Black Gloves killer stuff there too. So, yeah, good deal. Let's see here. Just looking at the chat real quick. Yeah, he's prepping for the Dead End Drive-In. Okay, perfect. Let's see. And Dream Maniac, 1986.
So this is I think it's a full moon film.
You don't have to live on Elm Street to have a nightmare.
Yeah, it's one I've never got round to. There's only like a real bad like DVD copy, which is done off of VHS rip, which has kind of put me off from watching it. But for a long time, I wanted to see it just because of that cover art. Just one I've never got round to. But I'm pretty sure you can get it online.
Yeah, because it says Full Moon was the because they have their own channel.
Well,
yeah,
that probably tells you a lot.
Heavy metal musician makes a deal with the satanic succubus to make him successful with women, in return for the succubus being able to feed on the girls.
Right. So yeah, you know what you're getting into with
you know what
Moon.
you're getting. Dressed to Kill, of course. Of course. So what can be said that hasn't been said about this awesome film from Brian De Palma, 1980? Mysterious tall blonde woman wearing sunglasses murders one of the psychiatrist's patients, and now she's after the prostitute who witnessed it, played by her,
Nancy Allen.
This is the second time she's used as a you can say as a prostitute in the film.
I mean, this is De Palma's best film for me. I know it's probably not for a lot of people.
All-star cast of people in here: Angie Dickinson, of course, Keith Gordon, Michael Caine, Nancy Allen.
It's a Giallo film.
Dennis Franz. It is. David Margulies, of course. Dennis Franz is in here. Damn. So he did a few films with Brian De Palma. That's crazy.
And that guy, he always plays the asshole.
He plays the shitty motherfucker. Yeah, he always does. Yeah.
He did in Psycho 2 as well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But this is great. I mean, stylized, like straight, like out of like Argento territory. This is like, it reminds me a lot. There's things in this.
This is his closest. This is his closest next to Obsession. This is his closest next to Obsession to being to being more giallo than it is Hitchcock. That's all I'm going to kind of say about that. So,
well, there's a scene in the lift, right, when she, the killer's in the lift, and if you've seen Case of the Bloody Iris, a giallo that come a long time before, you kind of see what's going on. But I mean, this is top 50 film for me. I think easily in my top 50.
I have the Criterion release. I definitely need to revisit it. I know first time I watched it a lot. Sisters has grown on me a lot by Hill. Oh, definitely. So something a little bit more lighthearted. Drive-In Massacre, 1976.
Again, I've seen this one, but oh man, this is really bad. I know Dana absolutely loves this film.
Two police detectives try to catch a serial killer who is stalking a rural California drive-in theater, randomly killing people with a sword. Huh.
It's like there's an opening kill with the sword, actually, like a beheading. It's really low budget. I mean, I can't recommend it on any level, really. But if you're curious,
comments saying it's like a proto slasher.
Yeah. It's 88 films have brought it out as well in the UK. I'm sure the US has got a version.
That's a great cover for that. That's a damn good
cover. Yeah. I mean, if you're curious, then try and dig it out.
Yeah. Early Frost, 1982. David Haney directed.
Australian slasher. This has never been released on DVD. I'm lucky enough. I've got the VHS and
John Blake. I've heard of some of the people in here. Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I've got the VHS. I was kind of looking on eBay one day, and I've heard someone mention this film. I'm talking like 15 years ago, and I think I got it for like £1. But now it's like worth mega money.
This looks to be a whodunit type of. They say it's a thriller, so it could suspense thriller.
Yeah, it is a slasher from what I've read as well. But yeah, I've actually duped this onto like a DVD ready to watch, but I've just never
it looks like it too, because you can see the crease here, so it looks like they took it from a poster or something or printed.
Yeah. There's no real official release apart from the VHS, so it's like almost
Vinegar Syndrome doing that. Yeah, we're getting to the good stuff here. Edge of the Axe. Yeah. I really like this one. From Jose Ramon Larraz, of course, who did Grave Robbers and who did Dope Panic. An axe murderer terrorizes a small Northern California mountain community while two young computer-obsessed adults attempt to solve the killings. I like the twist at the end of this a lot. I remember I mentioned this as one of the films that, slasher films that have giallo elements. I remember that stream a lot. I have to revisit this film, but I do like it for what it is. It's not the best in the world, but I do like it.
I like the car wash scene at the start.
Oh, yeah.
You got like you can see on the cover, like the Michael Myers inspired mask. I used to like this film, but I mean, I went back. I'd say in the last 2 years, I really loved it the second time. It's got everything you want in a slasher. Really, it's got a cool looking of a killer. I even like the characters. The characters are kind of well done as well. Well formed in the film.
Yeah, it just ramps up towards the end, like the whodunit thing, and then the very ending hugging scene like that, dude. I was like, holy shit! So it's like kind of it. Yeah, it's kind of
it's definitely middle tier, I'd say. I wouldn't put it up with the big ones, but
I'm glad Arrow released it. So it's kind of a surprise release by them, kind of in my opinion.
Yeah, you can get it fairly cheap as well in the sales.
I've heard a lot about this one, but I've never seen it before. Evil Dead Trap.
Right, so Uncle Bill's been going on about this now for a week or two. Like, you've seen it fairly recently. I've literally got the Blu-ray. I've never opened it.
Is that 88 Films released that, or who released that? I think Unearth released it.
I'm not sure. I don't think it was 88. I got like the US release.
Yeah.
I'd have to double check. But I can't wait. This has been on my watch list for a while now.
A talk show host just takes the camera crew out to an abandoned factory to investigate a reported snuff film that was made there. As she gets closer to the truth, she and her friends are subjected to a brutal nightmare. Interesting. Okay.
I mean, if you ever want to cover this, I'm up for it, because I don't think it qualifies as a giallo for like me and Dirk's channel.
Okay. But, so it is kind of more slasher-like. Okay.
Yeah.
Sharu Ikeda. I know they did a second film too.
There's 2, and there may be a part. I think there is a part 3 as well, but I've heard the 2 and 3 are not that good.
And then there's this one. I know Vinegar Syndrome released this one, Evil Judgment.
I've heard this is very. I do own it, but I've not seen it. Very Giallo-esque, apparently.
Yeah, Claudio Castrovetti.
Right. I had this on like a real cheap DVD version for a long time, and then I think it's about a year ago, Vinegar Syndrome come out with it.
Yeah, that was a nice. That's a nice looking release from them, but yeah, it's like a girl starts her own investigation after the police fail to catch a local serial killer.
It looks just right up our alley, actually.
Yeah,
that could be a future one as well.
Yeah. Here's one I'm going to watch later on today, Evil Laugh, which also was released by Vinegar Syndrome. Exactly that cover right there. 10 years ago, something terrible happened in this house. This weekend, it's about to happen again. So,
you've got, I think Scott Bale's brothers in this. Dana.
Stephen Bale.
One.
Yeah, Stephen Bale.
Kind of, they all go to this house and you've got a killer bumping them off. It's kind of thing. But the look of the killer and everything else, like, is great. There's even, without giving too much away, they did something with, like, in this, that's kind of Scream copied. That, and if you see it, you know what I'm on about.
Oh.
So, okay. Yeah, I think, who knows with Wes Craven, did he see this as well? Well worth a watch, man. But it's fun. It's it's not going to blow anyone away. It's just stick it on and have a bit of fun, really.
When I did the poll up and stuff like that, Evil Laugh is basically my next watch and stuff like that.
You'll like it.
Yeah.
You'll like it, definitely.
Of course, I've seen this one here. This might be my favorite Lindsay film. I love Eyeball a lot.
You've got some bangers coming up here now. Eyeball is just fantastic.
Blinding Vision of Horror.
So stupid.
Love the look of the killer a lot. It's a proto slasher. Like, when you can, like, damn. It's like really, basically a group of and they say that American tourist is traveling through Spain when two of them are murdered by a mysterious serial killer. That's how it starts. You have a priest in here. You have this American group. You have the husband and wife saying, I was here on tour and stuff like that when I was in the military. The wife wants can give two shits about it. There's some funny kills in here. I do like the ending a lot. It's a trippy film though, but Lindsay, great director. May he rest in peace. But this is a great film.
It is what it says on the tin.
It is what it is. It is what you think it is.
Taking out their eyeballs. But what's so good about it as well, there's like a ghost train kill, which I was saying to Chris about, which I love.
Yeah.
But the actual reveal is so stupid but great. And the thing is, they're all on this bus, and they're all getting killed one by one, and yet they still go on and do this vacation, like in the bus.
The shady tour guide winking at the girl.
You got the bus driver as well with
the bus driver
in the kill with the little mouse, like mechanical mouse.
Yeah, the mechanical mouse, dude. God, the detectives in there. Yeah. The detectives, was it Luigi Pistilli, right? No,
is it? I don't think Pistilli was in it.
No, I'm thinking of something else. Never mind. I'm thinking of something completely different. I'm thinking about the case of the Scorpion's Tail. Never mind. Excuse me. But there's two detectives in here. I'm getting ready to retire, and all this other shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's cheesy, but it's great. Yeah.
Darren, you and I have talked about this one.
This is one of my all-time favorite slashers, honestly. So underrated, this one. So you've got Jennifer Jason Leigh plays like this blind girl. I think it's her sister. She's living with her sister, and you've got this.
She can't hear either, right?
Yeah, I think she's deaf, dumb, and blind. And this killer's kind of stalking them. He's watching them, and he's this big, fat, greasy guy. He's kind of like Maniac, the killer in Maniac.
Yes, Spinell's character.
It is so. I don't want to give too much away. Savini did the effects. There's a great scene involving like a fish tank. Well, I mean, I could say a head in a fish tank, which is great. But the whole everything about it is great. It's like a blueprint giallo of what everything. If I had like a checklist of a giallo film that I wanted everything in, this would have everything.
Sorry,
The
your party
ending
is
as well,
dead.
man.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that, Chris, because
definitely, yeah,
that's going to be one we're definitely doing sooner rather
Yeah.
than later. To be honest, yeah.
Yeah, basically the polls that are up are going to be the last of the polls that I'm going to be doing and stuff like that too. I'm focusing on what you and I are doing, Darren, and then of course like a little bit of other things. I'm just getting stuff out of the way, but yeah, we'll definitely cover that. Eyes of Laura Mars, we were talking about this. This is the most giallo of anything probably on this list, in my opinion. This is and this is directed by the director of The Empire Strikes Back of Star Wars.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Produced by and then co-produced by John Carpenter, and has
Yeah,
Brad Dourif in here. Faye Dunaway,
I think Carpenter
Tommy Jones,
wrote it as well. He did.
Renee
He did do the writing.
Arbenjois, very good actor. He played in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, I believe. I recognize him. This is very giallo-esque, almost Blood and Black Lace-like.
So
really.
You've got this photographer woman, and she starts seeing these visions.
Yeah.
And it's set in New York in 1978 as well. And I mean, if you've seen Maniac and you've seen all the New York slashers from that time, it's the backdrop is New York is fantastic in this film.
It's very giallo-esque. The ending is so good. Tommy Lee Jones with that hair. Oh my God.
Brad Dourif's in it as well.
Yeah, Brad Dourif is in here. Good part by him. I originally saw this
brilliant in everything.
Yeah.
Everything he does, he's brilliant.
Because I have the Blu-ray from Mill Creek, I believe, and they talk about the film, but going on Amazon with certain films, like say that Brad Dourif was in and stuff like that. A good career that he has. Good story on him too. So, but yeah, if you haven't seen this, I highly recommend you watch it.
Yeah. Without going on a tangent, I mean, name a bad like Brad Dourif film. I don't think anyone's.
No, you can't.
He's great in everything he does.
He plays an interesting part in here. But
he does. Yeah.
It's
one
a very
of his early roles as well, I think. Yeah.
Also, Kino Lorber released this as well. Like I think last year, a couple years ago. So it's been.
Indicator's got a good release as well in the UK of that.
The Fan with what's his name? Michael Biehn from, of course, Terminator fame, Aliens fame, The Rock fame.
Right.
I have this. I've not seen it yet, though. So
it's decent. It's very much like a mainstream film in a way.
Lord Bacall is in here from the Western days with her and John Wayne and stuff like that. So she's in here.
She's brilliant. She's brilliant in it. So you've obviously got like an obsessed fan.
Played by Michael
Biehn. I
Biehn.
won't say too much. I haven't seen it for a while, but I remember really liking it. It's kind of got like a TV feel or like a mainstream feel to it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a slasher. It qualifies as a slasher in every way.
It is an interesting film with the premise specifically done in 1981, and you see the stars here. Then you have the new breed of actors like Michael Biehn. He's really young in this from the stills that I've seen. James Garner is in here, so it looks like it's a passing of the baton, right? So you see the old with the new during this time. So definitely can't wait to check this out. Scream Factory released this. I do have this release. I know Alan didn't think too much about this film. So
it's not going to be for everyone. It is kind of slow in places as well. But
I have this as part of the homegrown horrors. That's a Fatal Exam. This was done in 1990, directed by Jack Snyder.
I've not seen this one. I don't own this one either. I've heard mixed things, but I definitely.
It's part of the homegrown horror sets. Vinegar Syndrome still has those available because there is a volume 2 of that, and I believe that set's still available as well. But I do have the first set over there. I need to dive into those.
Got the volume 2, yeah. The volume 2 is all slashers. I think the first one. I think this may be.
It's a mix of different ones, of course. I got this one too in 4K. I still haven't watched it yet, but that's Fatal Games 1984.
Oh man, this is great. Yeah, I mean. So you've got a javelin killer, like using a javelin as the murder weapon. Yeah. You've got like the opening. There's like a song that goes on like the opening, like Take It All the Way, is really cheesy. Kind
Yeah.
of got like Graduation Day vibes as well in that.
Yeah.
But it is what you expect, you know, all these kind of athletes start getting picked off one by one. Very good twist, I would say.
Well, Michael O'Leary's in here. So,
yeah. I didn't see the killer coming the first time I seen it. Maybe people would think different now, I'm not sure. But yeah, you could do a lot wrong in Fatal Games. Definitely get the new edition.
This was a big release by Vinegar Syndrome, too. People were kind of waiting on this slasher-wise. If you're a slasher fan, that's why I picked it up, just wait for a sale and got it.
It was the one that was talked about for a long time about coming out. Yeah.
Fatal Images, 1989, directed by Dennis Devine.
I've not seen this one. I don't own this one as well.
Okay.
I don't know too much about it, to be honest.
A crazed serial killer kills himself by sealing his soul into his camera. Years later, a woman buys the camera, and everyone she photographs begins being tracked down and killed by the killer's spirit. That's very interesting.
Yeah,
like the cover for that, done in 1989. I don't recognize anybody in here.
No,
it's shot on video too, so it may not be the best in the world. So
it's very good, I think.
Interesting premise, though. And just going to check on the chat here real quick, and then we're getting on the bangers here. I can already tell here in a second. So, yeah, definitely. Hey, Cal, thanks for dropping in, saying hi. Really appreciate it. Superman's officially in the house.
Hey, man.
It's just saying hi here. Yeah, we're making good time. Excellent. Good. All right. So here we go. I haven't seen this one. Fatal Pulse, 1988, directed by Anthony J. Christopher.
So this one is, I've not seen it, but the only way you can get hold of this is on VHS. I've known this has come up a lot when people are talking about Blu-rays to come out. I don't think it's even got a DVD. So
yeah, interesting. First three were 10 little sorority girls. Then there was none. Girl is killed and raped minutes after fighting with her boyfriend Jeff, and he left her. Jeff is the assistant of Professor Caldwell at the university, and he wanted to return with his old girlfriend Lisa. Girl lived with another 5 girls, including blah blah blah. So it doesn't give you like a lot. All these girls begin to be killed one by one in different and strange ways. The main suspect is Jeff. So this has kind of giallo elements in it. It looks like so 1988. So interesting.
I've got it on DVD, so I've got a way to watch
Michelle McCormick. Okay. Sky Nichols. Okay, very interesting there. Final Exam. Yeah, 1981, directed by Jimmy Huston. That Scream Factory really has shit for special features on here. They don't even talk about the director on there. Just a couple of the actors, I think, that were in the film. Other than that, I liked it.
I love this film. A lot of people hate it. I don't know. Yeah, Dead Pit hate this one. This for me has got everything you want in a slasher.
It does. It just breaks few rules there. You see what the killer kind of looks like. They don't kind of explain that a lot, but that happens. This dude up here, he's great. He's hilarious. I forget the
Radish. Radish, his name is in the film.
Yeah, Radish. He's really good. You can tell they picked these people off the street, just decided to have them do this film, which makes it kind of funny in a cool way.
Yeah.
So.
He plays a gay character, but he's obsessed with like you see a girl in the middle of the picture.
Right.
He's kind of obsessed with her.
Yeah, she likes him.
Yeah. You've got Wild Man, the crazy guy in this as well.
Yeah, Wild Man. I admit he gets killed in a cool way there. That's the first time I've seen a kill like
probably
that.
the best way in the film. Yeah. You've got fake shootouts.
That came out of nowhere. I'm like, what the hell? It's like,
you couldn't do that today. And I mean, for me, I kind of like the fact that we don't know who the killer is, but a lot of people didn't. That's a lot of people's reason why they don't like it.
It definitely is a fun one. It's definitely a fun one. I've mentioned this one yesterday, The Final Terror.
I like this one. I do.
It's a very good one. I like it a lot. Backwoods slasher, kind of mixed with, I guess you could say, Deliverance, and other films like The Burning, like Madman. This is more of a film about survival. All-star cast here. John Friedrich, Idris Ahmed, Daryl Hannah, Ernest Hardin Jr., Rachel Ward, of course, and Lewis Smith, and very. I recommend it. It's a hidden gem to me.
Yeah.
The Scream Factory release. It's the first time I've ever seen it. I know Vinegar Syndrome. It's a rough film, I guess, for them to get to kind of like clean up a little bit. I know they said some stuff they were not able to do. You can kind of tell the way the transfer kind of is for this, but it's a fun film. Specifically, the opening. Good special features on that Blu-ray too. The opening is funny when you consider what's going on in the film later on. So, but I recommend it. The Final Terror is
the look of the killer as well is unique. I think, like, did remind me a little bit of Don't Go in the Woods.
Yeah,
but,
Don't Go in the Woods. Yeah,
I think
I do like the
made.
twist at the end. I did consider that a twist. I didn't see that coming. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
So, I do have this. I haven't watched it yet. That's The Forest, 1982, directed by Don Jones.
Right. So this is Dirk's got a lot of nostalgia for this one. I basically tried 20 minutes to get through it, and I just couldn't.
There's like children in here, right? Like ghost kids.
Yeah, there's
in here.
ghost kids. There's a cannibal killer. And I mean, this was like 15 years ago. I tried to watch it, so maybe I'll feel different this time.
Yeah.
CK and Dirk obviously both love this one.
1982, directed by Don Jones and Dean Russell, Gary Kent, Tommy Barrett, John Bates. Some interesting actors in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gene Clark, Don Smith. What is that? The Freeway Maniac, 1989, directed by Paul Winters.
Right. This was almost like you couldn't get out of this for a long time. I think it maybe showed up on YouTube maybe recently.
It looks like it's SOB.
Yeah, it's ultra low budget. I don't know a lot about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd give it a shot if I had the time.
The crazed killer sneaks into the set of a sci-fi film and begins murdering the cast and crew. So,
one for Vinegar Syndrome again, probably.
Yeah. Frenchman's Farm, 1987, directed by Ron Way. Shit. So
right, I do have this on DVD and like one of those like 10 box set things. Don't know much about it. I've never seen it, obviously.
God, that poster.
I think it may have been a trauma. I think it might be a trauma film.
An Australian woman's car breaks down in the country, and when she goes to get help, she's whisked back in time to 1944 and witnesses a murder. Turning to her car, time reverts to normal, but unable to convince anyone of her story. She investigates the crime herself. Okay, so looks interesting.
Yeah.
So, all right, of course, whoops, I already did that. Don't like it when it reverses itself. Of course, watch this. Okay, let's see. There we go. There we go. Of course, Friday the 13th, directed by Sean S. Cunningham. I stated that last night during the stream. This is probably his one-hit wonder best film that he's directed. I have not seen The New Kids yet, but what can you say about this film that hasn't already been said? They were warned, they are doomed, and on Friday the 13th, nothing will save them. This has everything you want in a slasher. Even has giallo elements in it. Who done it? And probably the best killer reveal in slasher history, in my opinion. So
I think it's definitely the best, most well-made Friday the 13th film. Not my favorite, but it's not far off.
My favorite, of course, is Part 4. We'll probably be getting to that in here in a second, but it stands on its own in its own place, apart from the franchise, because with Part 2, with this one right here, it takes a drastic turn. Of course, directed by Steve Miner, from that group of people that came from Last House on the Left, by the way. So, and he did the first one with Cunningham as well. So he was part of that production staff. And here's Part 2, which a lot of people consider their favorite of the franchise.
Which has a lot of kills from Bay of Blood as well.
Yes, it does. Oh, dude, it highly does it. It highly does it. It shoves it down your throat. My favorite final girl, of course, Amy Steele. Adrian King is in here. John Fury is in here. Betsy Palmer's in here for like a second. Kristen Baker. It's a good cast of people. Of course, you have Walt Gorney, whose character dies in here. Spoiler, Crazy Ralph dies in here. Sean from Cinephile Sanity made a good comment in the stream last night. He goes, we never found out what happened to the bike Crazy Ralph was riding. So you never...
Didn't Savini pass on that one as well to do the burning, I think?
He did, yes. Yes, he did.
It, obviously.
Yeah.
And then,
Yes, he did. Savini's a trippy cat. He's kind of weird, the way he kind of does this. Of course, this trippy one, Friday the 13th, Part 3, 3D.
Yeah, I mean, I like this one, but it's not one I will like put on a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, Dana Kimmel and Catherine Parks, Richard Broker as Jason. It's a fun one. The opening is great with that funky music. You have a Tommy Chong wannabe on here. Good kills in here. I do like it. Of course, we get introduced to the hockey mask, and I do like the look of Jason, especially that ending scene with him in the window of the house, and then he comes down there. That's creepy as hell. But yeah, Friday 13th, 3D. This is interesting. Of course, this one, Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason Lives. Kill or be killed. Basically the tactical Jason. This became Frank and Jason. We all know how this works. Reintroduced us to Tommy Jarvis. I like the other Tommy Jarvis from Part 5. This one's a good one.
Yeah. I prefer John Shepard, but yeah.
Tom Matthews, of course, plays him.
This is actually probably the second best well-made, because
it is. It's a good one.
Tom McLaughlin he does that James Bond thing as well.
Yes,
with the opening credits.
Yes, he does. Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah.
It's a lot of people's favorites, mine, Part 6. A lot of people love it.
I do too. Oh man, Behind the Mask, flipping My Frankenstein, flipping from Alice Cooper. I mean, it's a great,
amazing. Yeah.
The best kill in there, of course, is the motorhome scene. Of course, it is. Trying to figure out who played Jason here, so I'm kind of going through here.
I've not seen the Friday films in forever, to be honest, but I know them like the back of my hand.
I think, we all do. We kind of have that great nostalgia, of course, from that. Hey, Caveman, thanks for coming in. Miss Caveman.
Hey, Caveman.
Hope you're doing good there, Miss Caveman, and stuff like that, too. Thanks for coming in and saying hi. I really appreciate that. So, Anthony, my man.
Hey, man.
Huge Child's Play fan, so one of these days we'll do a watch along, and like Anthony to be a part of that and stuff like that. He's a Child's Play fan here, so great stuff as well with that.
Top man, Anthony.
Yeah, the wheelchair kill in Part 2 is so great. Yes, it is. That's one of the best. That's one of the best shot kills probably like ever in a film. That is done so well. It's done very good. So I do appreciate that. Thank you, Caveman. I appreciate that stuff. So let's see. It's okay. So we'll do a few more, and then we'll.
We can do I don't have to go off like bang on the hour or anything. We can do quite a few.
Yeah, no problem, Darren. I got you. We'll do kind of this. Yeah.
If you want to do an extra like half hour, I can do easily. If you want.
Okay, cool, perfect. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I was just making sure. Busy man, my friend. I do appreciate that. But just having fun here.
Yeah, I'll just get as long as I get my notes prepared for the doing that later. I'll be okay.
We'll skip through these Fridays, of course, because we've all seen them. I'll just mention this, of course. Of course, we all know what that looks like. This is my favorite Jason. This is the most interesting out of all the Friday 13th films, in my opinion. Of course, the New Blood. I love the opening to the New Blood. Basically, Jason versus Carrie. It's my favorite Jason character. This is, of course, the debut of Kane Hodder. Greatest kill in any Friday 13th film, in my opinion. The sleeping bag kill is done so well. I've stated that for the record, but
I kind of like the blonde girl as well, the final girl. I feel like she's one of the best.
Me too. Basically, it's her father dies because of her telekinesis abilities. Because of that, he dies. He ends up falling into Camp Crystal Lake. You have the shady doctor who's played by. See if I can find him.
Oh man, he plays the asshole really well as well.
Yeah, Lar Park Lincoln, Tina Shepard, of
Yeah.
course. Terry Kaiser, who passed away a few years ago. Yeah, that's a good kill too with the was it the old school weed whacker?
Yeah.
But yeah, great opening to this. I love the theme for it and stuff like that. But a terrifying Jason, and yeah, definitely one of the more interesting ones of the franchise. Frightmare, 1981, directed by Norman Thedis Vane.
Yeah, I've seen this one, but I don't remember much about it at all, to be honest.
Nice cover for
it's
that.
got a Scream Factory release. I mean, I remember it just being okay. I think the directors brought out The Black Room as well, which has recently come out with Vinegar Syndrome, which is kind of supposed to be a slasher as well. But this one didn't grab me at all when I see this.
Drama students decide to pay tribute to their favorite horror star by stealing his body from his crypt for a farewell party.
Yeah.
They fail to realize their violation of the tomb has triggered powerful black magic, and Conrad hasn't taken his final vows yet. So
it's quite boring from what I remember, but yeah.
Yeah, 81, like you say, people were kind of getting probably burnt out maybe at this time. Funhouse by the great Tobe Hooper.
Right. This is
this character right here. Yeah.
It's top 3 slasher films ever made. This is for me. Easily.
It is. It's way up there. I do like the ending to this a lot and stuff like that. I do like the look of the killer. This one doesn't describe the film. Actually, it kind of does. This is a better poster of this, specifically because the killer's like right here on your bottom right. Yeah, it's the sister sneaks out. The brother follows later, with their boyfriend and friends and stuff like that to this carnival, and they get trapped in this place. What is it like? It's still one of those rides, right, Darren, where you go through and you get scared and all this shit.
Yeah, like the horror type, like fun ride type ghost ride.
Yeah, I think it's Jack McDermott that plays Mr. Harper. I forget. It's this guy right here. Great actor. He played very cool parts here.
There's what Tobe Hooper did in the opening of this was he ripped off Psycho with the shower scene. He kind of had a little bit of a nod to Psycho.
He did,
because you see the sister in the shower. But
that's right. Yeah. Where she gets scared the bejesus out of her. Yeah.
You've got the old gypsy woman as well with the it's kind of like a masturbation scene. But the look of the killer, I mean, I love like the kids as well. You kind of get behind because I liked all their characters.
Yeah. It's a slow burn of a final scene. Very slow burn. That's what I probably like about it. But yeah, it's a great film by Tobe Hooper. Not enough people talk about this film from him. So
no, I didn't think it was a slow burn. Actually, I thought it kind of like zips through pretty good.
Well, yeah, but it's done really good. Very cool final girl here. At the end, she's basically broken. A true final girl, in my opinion. So yeah, definitely check out the Funhouse. 1981, great film by Tobe Hooper. Ghost Dance, 1982, directed by Peter F. Buffa.
I got this on VHS and never seen it. It's obviously kind of an Indian.
You must pay the price.
Yeah, it's Indian burial ground or something like that. I think it is. Yeah, I don't know too much apart from that, really.
Yeah, it's like it seems to be hard to kind of Amazon Video US rent or buy. Yeah, spirit of the long dead warrior possesses the body of an Indian medicine man and turns him into a homicidal maniac. This sounds familiar. But yeah, 1982. So interesting stuff. Let's see. Ghost Keeper, 1981, directed by Jim Chicock, I believe.
Yeah. This one is, I think it's set in the snow from what I remember. I have seen it like, 15, 20 years ago. Yeah, very creepy from what I remember, quite eerie. And like being a winter themed slasher as well kind of makes it unique. From what I remember, I really liked it. I think it may have a release now from the last few years.
It's not streaming. So it's on any of the major services. Yeah, a group of 3 friends on a mobiling trip find themselves stranded in an abandoned lodge isolated in the mountains. They discover that an old woman resides in the hotel, along with an evil entity that she is keeping in the basement. Oh, kind of like The Unseen a little bit.
Yeah. It's very slow at times, but I mean, it makes up for all that with the atmosphere and all that. So yeah, it's worth checking out. It's worth getting.
Who's next becomes the keeper of the beast that lives on human flesh. It looks like to be one of the first kind of films like this that is done in like the snow, like in a cabin in the middle of nowhere type of thing, in the snow wise type of thing. So
yeah, it definitely makes it unique. Yeah. Oh boy,
we've talked about this one before, Darren.
Oh boy,
Giallo in Venice.
Right, where do I start with this one? This is the sleaziest Giallo you'll ever see. There's like genital mutilation. There's just everything, and it's probably the poorest Giallo you'll ever see made in terms of like camera shots and all that. It's got nothing, no style or anything like that.
It's done at the tail end of that decade for Giallos too.
Yeah, but if you like just sleaze, then yeah, I think you'll like it. They got like a police detective, and he's doing this thing with this egg. He got this like boiled eggs he's into, which is kind of weird. But I mean, I can't recommend it, but I mean, like Giallo Completist, you've got to see it, man.
Yeah, Inspector Angelo De Paul is assigned to investigate a horrifying series of murders that have gripped Venice and left the authorities baffled. Yeah, Giallo a Venezia. Okay.
It's not the worst Giallo ever made, but it's probably in the worst 3, to be honest. The bottom.
Is it better than The Killer is One of 13?
No, it's not even close to that one.
Oh, yeah, because I actually like that one myself. Girls' Night Out, 1982, directed by Robert Duvall. I know Arrow has this release.
Yeah, so this is interesting. This has got like a killer in a bear costume.
Yeah, looks like a sloth a little bit, the way the cover looks.
Yeah. It's decent. It's not amazing or anything. You've got, your normal group of kids start going off one by one. Obviously, the killer, you've got the mystery with the killer. Some decent kills and that. I can't remember, like, me being blown away by it, to be honest.
Okay.
It's another one Dana loves, or Evil Dead chick. She loves that one.
Yeah, interesting. I try to be that slasher completist. I know Arrow did release it. That's a cool cover.
It's worth getting in the sale, definitely.
Yeah. Schoolgirl Screamers, 1986.
So I've recently bought this, but not seen it. Vinegar Syndrome, I believe. I've heard loads about this over the years. Like really mixed. Some people like it, some people don't. And I think I've got the old VHS as well.
Sharon Christopher. Interesting.
Yeah, very low budget from what I've read.
Yeah, 7 girls from the local Catholic school are chosen to go inventory the Wells estate. Sounds like a fun weekend until the girls hold a seance to try and contact Jennifer Wells, a 20-year-old who died mysteriously on the grounds in 1939. Weekend gets even stranger when it's revealed one of the girls, Jackie, is the dead ringer for the deceased. Interesting. Okay.
I have got one of the cast members on my Facebook, and he actually, so I think I put it up when I bought the Blu-ray, or I might have put the poster up on Facebook one day. And he private messaged me and said he was in it. And,
nice.
That was cool, man.
Very, very nice. One I have seen with the late great Christopher George, Graduation Day, 1981.
Yeah.
I like this one a lot. Yeah. Leanna Quigley's in here. And also, of course, Christopher George. Basically a killer going around taking out these graduation students. I like the twist at the end of this. I actually like this film a lot. I
do as well. Yeah.
It's a different. Christopher George plays his Christopher George self. He just does. He had that look about him. So, yeah, it's a good whodunit type of a thing too. I do like the ending a lot. A twist, kind of like a double twist here with the ending specifically. Yeah. So,
You've got the bathroom kill as well, which I won't say how it's done, but it's really good, really cool.
Yeah. Basically, after the death of a high school track star during a race, a mysterious killer is in a fencing mask begins murdering her friends and teachers. Basically, the chick played by Patch McKenzie, she comes back. She's like military. She's I forget, to her parents, her father's an asshole. The mom's the typical old school mom. You know what I mean? And then she goes on this mystery of what's really going on here and stuff like that too. So, she meets the brother of or I think it's the brother, maybe not, but it's a good slasher. It's a good whodunit type of a slasher. I recommend it. It's a trauma film, I think.
Definitely. It is, yeah. It was a trauma
film. So, grotesque. This looks like Gizmo's cup of tea, but
I've seen this one, believe it or not. I do own the DVD copy. It's a Linda Blair slasher. But yeah, this is one I just can't recommend at all. It's really bad. But I mean, it's worth getting just for it's worth getting for the Linda Blair, kind of to see how bad her acting is in it. But it's okay. I think there's like punks, like punk rockers.
A gang of crazed punkers breaks into a family's vacation home in the mountains and slaughters the entire family, except for one daughter who gets away. As the gang pursues the girl through the snow, they slowly realize that some kind of murderous creature is chasing them. Oh, so this film is kind of all over the place. Okay, so
yeah. I mean, if you think she's a bad actor in Savage Street, then you should watch this one, and then you change your mind.
I still need to check out Savage Streets.
Oh, great film.
Of course, the Halloweens here. We'll skip through those. We all know about those. 1988 Hack-O-Lantern. What the hell? I've never heard of this one before.
Oh, I've heard it. I've never seen it, but I've heard of this one. I've always wanted to see this. I think it's come out. It is. Actually, it's on my Amazon wish list, I think.
Okay. Hack-O-Lantern. Yeah, I like the look of the killer.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what you're getting into. It's not going to be great, I don't think.
Yeah.
But definitely one, obviously, for the time of year. Halloween.
When Tommy was a boy, he saw his grandpa, the leader of a vicious satanic cult, murder his father in a brutal ritual on Halloween night. Now he is 18, and grandpa is ready to indoctrinate him into the way of the black arts.
You can get it for like £20 on Amazon.
Yeah. Hanging Heart, 1989.
Right, so this is in the box set from Vinegar Syndrome. It's in with I'm trying to think. Is it like a few slasher titles? I think there's this Moonstalker's in there as well.
Oh,
I've not seen it, but
is it Homegrown Terror type of a thing? Yeah, because it's done.
I think the second one. I think
Homegrown Horrors. Oh, okay.
I've heard good things, but I don't know. I don't know. I will, definitely get right into it at some point.
Yeah. The comments is there too. Like the first film in Vinegar Syndrome, second Homegrown Horror set. So
I mean, I
like the cover of it.
Have you, Chris? Have you got the set?
I have the first set of Homegrown Horrors, not the second one.
Okay, if you do ever get in a sale, then we'll cover it. Like we'll do.
Cool. Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
Moonstalker a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, this banger of a film, Happy Birthday to Me, with what's her name, Melissa Sue Anderson as Virginia.
This is a banger, man.
Glenn Ford. So yeesh. Giallo elements in this one too. Happy Birthday to Me. Six of the most bizarre murders you will ever see. I love the cover for that. That looks so fucking good. What's your thoughts on this film, Darren?
This is one that I saw very early on like when it first came out on VHS. And I mean, I'm talking like this came out 81, so it would have been some time then. Very iconic. Everyone in the school, was talking about it. I love, it's kind of got a Scooby-Doo ending without giving too much away, but I mean, I love it.
I actually didn't see that ending coming. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like,
yeah. But the kills, all the kills are done so well, in this. Yeah, I think it's probably one of the best well-made slasher films ever made of that time. Highly underrated. I mean, you don't really hear many people talk about it. And she's great as well because she was in like Haste the Prairie, I think, the TV series.
Yeah, House by the Prairie. Yes, yeah, Melissa.
Glenn Ford, like you say, as well. So
of course, legendary actor. So you started seeing these actors and actresses from these shows, right? Kind of do these and see how it works. It's definitely who done it. Like say her character suffers from blackouts, so it's like whoa. So it's very good.
It will all become with all the blackouts and all that. It does become it does tell you what happens, and it's kind of really good.
Hard Rock Nightmare, 1988, directed by Dominic Brassia. Huh.
That's Dominic Brassia was the guy, the fat kid in Friday 5 who died.
Oh, okay.
And he was also in, I think he may have directed or also been in Evil Laugh.
Evil Laugh, okay, nice.
Yeah. I've not seen this one. I've heard about it.
Sex Rock Terror.
Yes. I don't believe it's like on Blu-ray, but I might be wrong.
Yeah. A young boy named John is tormented by his grandfather concerning vampires and werewolves until he believes his grandfather is actually a vampire. Huh. So looks kind of interesting and stuff like that. It is on Shudder over here in the US, so it is on Shudder.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So definitely kind of need to check that out. A lot of streaming services on AMC, of course. So it is.
But there was, like with Dominic Brassia, there was kind of how are you gonna say this without being? He was kind of done for like sexual molestation. He's passed away now, but I think he had something to do with Corey Haim. Corey Feldman.
Right, one of the people like he mentioned or whatever like that. It's crazy stuff.
Now you're coming on to one of my favorites of all time,
this is on my wish list to get. He Knows You're Alone with a quick cameo by Mr. Tom Hanks right there.
Man, I mean, this again is probably top 5.
That's sick writing right there. That looks so good.
This is the best Halloween ripoff you've ever seen, I think. I mean, it's even got the music. It's like Halloween. It's really like how they got away with it. I don't know.
Yeah, 1980. So it came out during Friday the 13th and all this stuff. So it came out during that time.
Yeah. So the killer's going around killing brides to be. So there's the hatchet for the honeymoon type. Maybe.
Yeah, the hatchet for the honeymoon feel. Yeah,
an influence. But Kathleen O'Heaney is the woman in the picture there. I think she does a great job. And it's another one like Eyes of a Stranger to come out on Blu-ray around about the same time. And they're both blueprint slashers for me.
You could say both
Giallos on the brain. Yeah. No, they're blueprint slashers.
Blueprint slashers, yeah.
You got Don Scardino's in it as well. He was in Cruising.
Catherine O'Heaney, Amy Jensen, Elizabeth Campbell.
She was also in a slasher called Savage Weekend, which was done a few years earlier, which is not as good, nowhere near as good as this.
Paul Gleason. James Carroll, there he is. Yeah, Phil.
I mean, it's because you haven't seen it. I would definitely put that towards the top of your list of ones to see.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
Like I say, pay my bills off and all that stuff too. Just saving up now, and I'll get it when it goes on sale or something like that. And knowing Scream Factory, who knows if the Blu-ray becomes out of print, they'll do a 4K of it.
It was a first day release buy for me, that one.
Yeah. He Lives by Night, 1982.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
I've seen this one.
Is it Chinese or Japanese?
It's
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Yeah.
Okay.
It is fucking crazy. This one is.
A killer wears women's clothing and stalks women that wear white fishnet stockings. Dude. Okay.
So there's a scene in this, right, where how can I put it? Like, so he's dressed as a woman, yeah?
Yeah.
And he goes to have a piss, but obviously he does his standing up, and like it's just you gotta see it basically.
1982. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of comedy, which I was surprised. There's quite a lot of comedy in it.
Is it?
But it's dark.
It seems if it's Hong Kong, it's like early Category 3 because they like doing that in Category 3 films where they add comedy and then it gets like ultra violent, like really fast. So
there's not loads of Category 3 slashers, but this is definitely probably the best one I would say from what I've seen.
Very nice. Okay.
Yeah, crazy film.
Oh, not that one. Stop skipping. Okay, wait. Okay. Heavy Metal Massacre, 1989.
This was at one point. This was impossible to get. I do think it did. They did someone put it out on YouTube. Never seen it. Obviously, very low budget by the looks of it.
Yeah, when the music starts, the terror never stops. The killer goes on a killing spree at a heavy metal club.
I mean, I love my metal music as well. Well, like years ago, I'm not so much today, but yeah, I'd give it a shot. I think.
Yeah. Like I said, it's like I know this is a newer release or newer film. Hell High, I've heard good things about this, or 87 actually, but I've heard good things about this film. Never mind.
This is kind of fucking brutal, man. So you've got this teacher gets kind of harassed and like
kind of like Class of 1984.
Yeah, but this one she gets raped by her students. And it's like kind of a rape revenge in a way, but it is slasher. There's kind of a lot of different things going on. But yeah, class of 84 is the closest I would say, to getting that type of vibe. The one guy, the lead guy, of the gang or whatever, he's really good, man.
Dickens, I guess his name is. I mean, we have Jason Brill, Smiler. So yeah.
Yeah, this one was 89, was it? Does it say
87.
87. So yeah, so later 80s. Yeah, it's good, but don't go in expecting your like mask face killer and just like one killer.
Right. Yeah, I can tell by the cover. It's one of those films I actually like. Films like that.
You'll like it. Yeah, because it's a mix of it's a mix of all different genres, but I think you'd like it.
This one needs a release. This one
I remember liking this
a release. Yeah.
I can't remember loads about it.
Yeah.
Go on, Chris. Sorry.
A lot of people saying this is the unofficial sequel to Nightmare on Elm Street.
It's got that vibe. It's definitely got that vibe. Yeah. It's nothing like the original Prom Night.
No.
Like you say, it's more Nightmare on Elm Street. Don't they have this big party? I think they have in there.
It's yes. Michael Ironside plays the principal of this school. Basically,
that's right. Yeah.
Mary Lou dies in a prank, so kind of think Carrie a little bit. And there's a good kill in a locker. That's all I'm going to kind of say about that. Yeah. I haven't seen this in a long time. This is on Shudder. It's a good one. It's a really good one, but yeah, it's totally separate from Prom Night.
It is a Prom Night film, to be honest.
Mary Lou Maloney is killed by her jilted boyfriend. She comes back for revenge 13 years later. Yeah, so this is a good one.
Yeah,
this is a good one. It does say Amazon. There is a disc for it and stuff like that. I think it's way out of print. I think there's just a DVD of it over here in the States.
That's all. There's a DVD of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a fun one. They used to show this on TV a lot when I was a kid. So, Hide and Go Shriek, 1988, directed by Skip Skulnick.
See, I like this one as well. So this one is, I think, from what I remember, I haven't seen it for a while, but they kind of, all these kids, they kind of go to this department store, and it's either like maybe a day overnight or something that they stay in this department store. The killer is, all I'm going to say is not what you expect,
Yeah.
Without giving, it's freaky. The killer is freaky in this. I won't give away, but it's definitely unique. There's nothing like this killer I've ever seen before.
A group of teenagers spend the night in a furniture shop for a graduation party. Interesting. Okay. And when one of them talks to her boyfriend. Summer slashback possibly.
Yeah.
Very good. Hollow Gate, 1988, directed by Ray DiZazzo.
This has just come out apparently on Blu-ray.
Yes, this was on TerraVision. I think I seen it.
Yeah, you're
release.
Right. Yeah, I've got
Halloween
the old VHS, but I've never seen it. So it's one that's kind of always intrigued me. But once that Blu-ray comes down a little bit in price, hopefully, then I think I'll just blind buy it.
Yeah. At a Halloween party, young boy is almost killed by his drunken alcoholic father. 10 years afterward, the boy goes on a murder spree. Almost the way this cover looks, it looks like Night of the Demons. It looks it's SOV, so Sean video.
Yeah, it's SOV Halloween type,
Oh no, I already did that. Stay. Okay. Yep, there we go. Okay. Let's go down here a little bit.
This is one of Agoraphobia's. Oh no, it's Hollywood. Sorry, I thought it was on another film there.
Hollywood's New Blood, 1988, directed by James Scheinman.
So
Ghost
this
of a family accidentally killed on a movie set comes back for revenge.
This one has recently come out as well, I think, with Vinegar Syndrome. I think it might be on there's one called Slash something, and I think there's 2 films on one on the Vinegar Syndrome. Yeah, I've never seen it, but obviously I think Stevia Continues the podcast, the Slasher podcast, they covered it.
Okay.
Ultra low budget, mine, for what I what I recall.
Yeah, interesting there. I recognize this right here, Home Sweet Home, 1981, man. Directed by Annette Pena. This is an iconic poster.
This one is just, this is something else.
Yeah.
So you've got all this family, they're kind of getting together for like Thanksgiving. You've got the killer like injects bloody PCP into his tongue.
Oh.
And he's going off killing people. You've got part of the family, there's this guy, right? This all dressed up in Kiss makeup with his guitar, and he's so fucking annoying. And he's playing this guitar every this little backpack of his, speakers, and it's I don't know whether I can recommend it. I don't think I can, but it's ultra low budget. Is it Jake
This looks like the poster to Alone in the Dark, or
it does.
This looks like the poster for that. Yeah.
And I mean, this came a year before as well, so that's interesting. Jake Steinfeld, only a big celebrity in America.
He's the killer. I'd have to see what he look. See, they show. Yeah, this guy right here. Okay. Yeah.
He just does this crazy, like he just acts crazy all the time. And for
almost
what it is,
it's like even though I haven't looked at it, when you say injects himself with PCP, almost like pre-Silent Rage, type of a feel there.
Right. Yeah, but nowhere near as good as Silent Rage.
Right. Okay, we'll do this last few here. Oh my goodness, and then we'll call it here. So we got Honeymoon Horror, 1982. Honeymoon Horror, excuse me.
Sorry there, I'm just reading what Gizmo put, but he's right. Yeah, it's on the Slashdance release. There's two films.
Oh, Slashdance releases. Okay.
I absolutely been calling for this one to be released because I've got the old VHS. I love the look of the killer in this, right? So you've got all these honeymoon couples. They go to this retreat, this island, I think it is, or this retreat. The look of the killer is amazing in this, and it doesn't give too much away to say, you can see on there like he's kind of burnt. He's got the burnt look. Very like Friday the 13th type, being, like one by one.
Bob Wagner, huh?
I mean, I'm probably overselling it because most people would say it's trash, it's bad.
Lurks in the shadows of a honeymoon lodge.
Yeah. I like it, I know, but I don't think I'm definitely in the minority. I don't think a lot of people would like it. I think you would, being a diehard slasher fan. I think you would.
Yeah. You've mentioned this one, Darren. Horror House on Highway 5. Was it you?
Oh God, yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, yeah. This is bad, man. So you've got a killer in like a Richard Nixon mask.
Oh,
and
before
man,
Patrick
this is got
Swayze.
right. This is fucking gotta be in the worst.
Never mind.
fucking
Patrick
slasher
Swayze
films ever
was
made.
Kennedy. Excuse me.
Right. Yeah, this is in the bottom 5 slashers ever made for me,
Okay.
like easily.
That's a good poster, but of course they do that all the time.
Yeah, all I can remember is the killer in the Richard Nixon mask and very ultra low budget, and yeah.
I know JT from JT's from his channel. I know he does not like hospital slashers, or he likes nothing done in a hospital. But Hospital Massacre, 1981.
Right, I didn't like this one. And like growing up, I always wanted to see this, like Hospital Massacre. I think it's called X-Ray as well.
I have that. That's part of that double 4K set with Schizoid, right? Yeah.
It's okay, you know. I think
Barbie Benton is in here. Okay, so she's kind of like a scream queen.
She was a Playboy model, so she gets topless in this. I think that's the only reason really to watch it. You might like it, man. It's
John
been a
Van
while.
Ness is in here too. Yeah.
It's been a while, so I might even, double turn and maybe like it this time. But
that was an interesting set since those are both 4Ks that Vinegar Syndrome released.
Yeah,
so that's an interesting set for them to do that with Schizoid, because Schizoid has Klaus Kinski in it.
Yeah. I mean, if you want a good hospital slasher, then do Visiting Hours, I'd say.
Oh yeah, Visiting Hours is a banger, absolutely. I've heard of this one, Hotline, 1982.
Yeah, I do. This is only ever. It's a TV film.
Linda
It's only
Carter.
ever been made on. You can only get a VHS of this, which I've got, and it's rare. And she's like this telephone operator, if I remember rightly. It's got like a TV feel. I'm not sure. It may even have been a TV film. It's got its moments. I mean, obviously, Wonder Woman.
Flipping Linda Carter. Yeah.
She's good, just seeing her like in anything,
beautiful. Of course.
Yeah, it's okay. I wouldn't say, didn't blow me away
in the world, but it's one of those things. Like I say, it's not available anywhere. It looks like, but
no, you can get it probably on YouTube. I would
because it is a TV horror type of a thing, or TV thriller. Yeah, Linda Carter. Steve Forrest. Interesting.
Yeah, more of a thriller with slasher elements, I would say.
Yeah. Like When a Stranger Calls, it sounds like a little bit. And then last but not least for the day, of course, House by the Cemetery by the great Lucio Fulci.
Gotta end on a banger, man. This is a banger.
I mean, this is probably the best opening slasher kill like ever. It's pretty ducking good here. It's not my favorite Fulci, of course. That goes to Beyond, but it's a WTF slasher horror giallo. Like, what can you say? Catriona MacColl, of course, from the Gates of Hell trilogy. She was in all of them. Great cast of people. Of course, Lucio Fulci. Of course, he did. Professor Mueller. Of course, he did. Basically, it's like a haunted house. You supposedly think Faustine, this evil doctor, used to live at. She happens to find. Obviously, what can you say? I love Lauren Bacall. A trippy, it's Fulci. It's kind of hard to explain, but definitely, it's definitely a banger slasher. It is a slasher. I like it a lot. But that's a.
Yeah, so you got Freudstein. He's basically like this kind of. He works off getting people's body parts to and people say it's a zombie film, but it's not because he's still alive.
Yeah.
But the opening kill you mentioned in that, if you watch Psycho 2, you'll know what I'm on about when you rewatch Psycho 2, because it's very similar. The opening kill through the head.
Through the head,
Haze by Cemetery all day long. One of my favorites. Like probably my second favorite Fulci.
Yeah, it's way up there. The scene with the bat. I mean, my God. I mean, how far can you go? She's cleaning the house. Husband's telling her, you need to take your pills, all this bullshit.
Yeah. Ambiguous ending as well. I mean, you can take whatever you want.
Is it children or like basically the devil or something like that? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Of course it's Fulci because he likes to F with you. He always loved to F with you.
And like going into the ending, it can be anything of a few things really. It's how you perceive the ending.
Yeah.
Which I like as well. But yeah, one of his best, man. One of his best.
Yeah, so there we go. Just going through some slashers that we've seen and not seen and stuff like that too, and some typical BS and stuff like that. Just having fun on the Slasher Dude's birthday, and I'd like to thank everybody for hanging in there a bit. Darren has some cool stuff to do with Dirk and Dan there, Fleshwood Features. Just let everybody know what's going on with you guys over there.
Yeah, so later on now, like in about half hour, like Goraphobe, Dan, and Dirk, we're going to be doing Dead End Driving, which will come out on Visited by Voices channel, maybe later on in the week, maybe the first part, because we're doing 2 episodes in one. So we're doing Vampirus Lesbos. God, you always have a blank when you're saying these now. But so we're doing Vampirus Lesbos. We're doing The Tough Ones, Contraband, and I'm blanking on the other one, which will come to me. So yeah, I'll basically just get my notes ready for that. But if anyone's interested, then obviously subscribe to Visited by Voices 1, and all that good stuff. But yeah, I've got stuff coming up with Dirk as well. We're doing 3 Giallos for Saturday.
Excellent.
That's closed circuit, Spider Labyrinth, and what's the other one? Death Occurred Last Night. So
I'm interested on the Spider Labyrinth one. I know Seven released that one.
I've heard
that was to be kind of a trip, like a horror type of a film, but yeah.
Yeah. So Subjective Perspective Collective, go over and all that good stuff. Subscribe.
Yeah, check those dudes out. Absolutely. Great content y'all do over there. Yeah, it got me into the genre more than I already was, but got me knee deep in that greatness there. And yeah, great stuff. Same thing here. Did my Terror Tuesday today on Saw 10 and stuff like that too. And then just watching films for the Geeky that we might be doing Friday on if everything's all good with Guy and stuff like that, but be doing that with the boys on Friday probably and stuff like that, going through the films. I still need to go through them and stuff like that, so I still have to watch because they picked Howard the Duck, Dune, the new Dune film, and then a series that I'll mention here, and I'll try to get through those as fast as I can and stuff like that, and be very cool to do that. Then on Saturday with Keith and Sean, we'll be possibly doing the Something Freaky, where I'll be reviewing the films that you all checked for me, all voted for me to watch. A couple of those films are 2 awesome giallos in Sleepless and The Red Queen Kills 7 Times. So expect my thoughts and review on that. Then we'll be doing our showcase film will be Dario Argento's Inferno. So we're gonna stick on that track there of that film. So we'll see how that all works out. So yeah. So then after that, just getting my other content done, and then y'all kind of know, just changing up the channel a little bit and kind of slowing down a little bit and just having fun watching watching the films that I'm watching on my week off on my vacay. I'd like to thank everybody for the birthday wishes. The 45-year-old Slasher Dude now appreciates that. I'd like to thank Darren for joining me for this Slasher Stream birthday edition off the cuff. No
problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Always love having you, Darren.
Whenever we can get these in, we'll do a few. Obviously, yeah. I'm looking forward to actually revisiting a lot of the slashers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
From earlier days. So keep tuned. Yeah, tune in, man.
Yeah, expect towards the end of the month, Slasher Stream, episode 2. With me and Darren, we're going to be going over the Psycho films. Part of that box set that Arrow released. All of the four Psycho films and stuff like that too. So expect that towards the end of the month. Also, 4 films towards the end of the month too. We'll work something out for that too. 4 films. Mimsy Farmer. Can't wait to talk about the lipstick on a, was it?
Perfume of a Lady in Black.
Yeah, and the Lady in Black. Yeah, I plan on revisiting that film and stuff like that too. So should be a fun time with that, and it'll be cool to talk about. Of course, Autopsy. I really like that Giallo a lot. It's very interesting. It's not for everybody, but yeah, absolutely.
Four Flies as well.
Four Flies. Yeah, Black Cat. All that greatness, and so great stuff coming up. Great stuff, of course, coming up with Darren, and then the freaky, the geeky, and stuff like that too. Man, I need to calm the hell down. Anyway, thank you all very much. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. Again, I all really appreciate it. I am Chrissy, the Slasher Dude. He is Mr. Burroughs, part of Subjective Perspective Collectives, a.k.a. Dirk's channel. Check those dudes out. Expect awesome content for them. And we will see you all next time. You all have a rest of the great day / evening. And we will see you all next time. Slash the like, sleeping bag to subscribe. See you all later. Bye.
Galen Village. Tranquil. Quiet. A nice place to live. But something has gone wrong.
Look at the bruises on the kid's neck. One hell of a large hand. His spine was crushed like a piece of balsa wood.
When the sun goes down, something stalks the streets of Galen Village.
Joe wants to call the Attorney General. Have him send in some help. What do you think I should do?
Take whatever help you can get.
30 years ago in Galen, the same types of murders occurred.
I think my past has something to do with these murders.
Now, Jim, listen.
Something silent. Something lethal. Something or someone is killing the people of Galen.
I think I'm going crazy.
Every time he has this dream, somebody dies.
You're talking about actual materialization.
What kind of a quack are you? The boy's in the clear.
He's not in the clear. Every time this kid has a dream, somebody in this town dies.
It is real. It is alive. It is among us. The Incubus.